Hey, today I thought I'd talk about the Holosphere that we have in XLR, which is kind of our version of a VR overview map. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in. So in XLR, we wanted to give the player the ability to see what's going on the battlefield, kind of an overview. And so what we tried first was to provide just a flat table where you could just see a top-down view of everything that was going on. It was in 3D, but the table itself was flat. And you could grab a little button and drag it down to zoom out, drag it up to zoom back in, left and right, and forward and backwards to pan around the map. And it was very neat. But one of the problems that we had with that was it's just uncomfortable to use for a long period of time. So just as an example, let me show you. We had this Omni tool, and this tool is used to place turrets and walls and stuff on the field. And with just a flat table in front of you and trying to interact with that, what you end up having to do is kind of lean over the table and hold your arm up high, and just it's uncomfortable to do that for very long. So as we iterated on that, we eventually came to what you see here, which is this holosphere. And this probably doesn't translate to video very well, but this is a fully 3D portal, if you will, into the battlefield in XLR. So I can walk all the way around this sphere. Hopefully I don't hit the edge of my bookcase or something, but I can walk all the way around it to see the different sides. I guess I can show you better if I teleport over to this side. I can see everything that's going on. I can let me step out so you can see. So if I'm next to it, then I can actually walk inside of it. I can do a full 360, look up, look down. I can see everything. I can get down low and look at everything. Um, I can even, probably shouldn't do this, but I can even bend down and look inside my ship there. Um, so um, this this holosphere that we have here is very large, and initially we didn't have it in that separate room. Initially we had it on this space here. This is what we call the platform, mission platform. And the mission platform at the time when we first implemented the holosphere was scaling with the size of your play space. So this area, this mission sphere thing is pretty huge. It's like the width of this is double the size of my room here. So we would scale this down to fit inside of your room. And so because of that, we also had to scale down that holosphere. We tried it actually both ways, with the holosphere staying scaled up big. The problem with that was, it worked great with people with large rooms, but when you had a small room and you teleported onto this platform, you just kind of ended up inside the middle of that holosphere, and you were just really disoriented, like just in first person, and boom, now all of a sudden I've been cut in half by the terrain on the ground, because I'm inside the holosphere, and people were just getting confused of where they were and what was happening. So we had to scale that holosphere down to fit in the play area where they could have room to maneuver around it. But when the holosphere is smaller, it's just not quite as immersive. Interesting. It's not as interesting to interact with. It's still cool, but it's just way more cool when it's really big and you can walk inside of it. Let me teleport over here so I can go back in there and show you some more. So at this size here, it's taller than I am, and I can just walk inside of it and interact with it. I can also pull out my Omni tool, and without having to do something crazy, hold my arm up really high, I can place a turret. I can upgrade that turret and do whatever I need to do on the field, without being uncomfortable. So the play area size was one big reason that we moved it into this separate room here in the ship. But another reason that we did it was it's just a really powerful tool to be able to kind of see everything in a 3D overview of what's going on down on the field. And if you're gonna have this, you start to think, well, why do I even need to go down onto the field at all? I can just do everything I need from right here. And if we were just going to make a top-down, quote unquote 2D, even though this isn't 2D, but you know what I mean. If we were just going to make this game right here, it doesn't need to be in VR. And the other thing is, when we did have it there on the platform, um, you just felt like you always had to do something out here on the field, and then teleport back to the platform, do something in the mission sphere, in the holosphere, and teleport back out of the field. And there was just always this constant need to go back and forth. So we're still trying to figure out the best way to make use of that holosphere tool. It's definitely really a really interesting way to look at everything that's going on, but we don't want it to be something that's too powerful that it kind of breaks the balance of the game. Um, so we're implementing, iterating on this, and this isn't finished yet. It's probably not going to stay like this in this room. This is just where it is for now. One of the things that we've considered is, maybe it needs to, instead of being in a room, maybe we just take it out of here, and we put a smaller version of the sphere on your wrist, and you can kind of look into that and see what you need. Maybe you can point to somewhere to teleport there, or interact with something in there. So this holosphere definitely has a really, really good cool factor, but it's still something that we're iterating on, and we're trying to make it just right. So that's about it. I'm Daniel, also known as Creo on the forums. I just want to thank you all for the support that you've shown us as we've been developing XLR. It's been a really fun experience, and I hope it is for you guys too. XLR is available on Steam Early Access right now. Thanks.